They told Emily never to cover mirrors in the convent. Not because of superstition, but because one of them reflects someone who isn't supposed to exist. A nun who never took her vows. A nun who never blinked. A nun who was never alive to begin with. And when Emily looked into that mirror for the first time, it blinked at her. Emily Carson was a second-year theology student sent to St. Agnes Convent for a quiet semester of reflection, peace, and prayer. Nestled deep within the English countryside, the convent hadn't accepted new sisters in decades. Most of the remaining nuns were elderly, withdrawn, and seldom spoke, especially Sister Miriam, who never left the East Wing. Emily was assigned a modest room at the far end of the convent, near the storage wing. The hallway had an odd coldness to it, not the kind a blanket could fix. It was bone deep. Her room had one bed, one prayer bench, one cross above the door, and one full-length mirror bolted into the wall. That night, as thunder growled through the hills, Emily's reflection didn't match her prayer movements. Emily knelt before bed and whispered the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art, and her eyes opened. In the mirror, she was still looking straight ahead, not bowing. She blinked, heart thudding. The reflection followed half a second later. She turned away quickly, her breath short. It's just exhaustion, she told herself. But the next night, the mirror didn't wait for her to move. It was already smiling. She reported it to the head of the convent, Mother Agnes, but the woman's face turned pale as wax. You must have misread your own reflection, dear, she whispered. And whatever you do, do not cover the mirror. It's worse when it's dark. Emily began noticing marks on her neck each morning, like fingernail trails. 3 of them. Always 3. Always fresh. She started recording herself at night. Her phone mysteriously wiped itself clean before sunrise. 3 nights in a row. On the 4th night, she dreamt of standing in front of the mirror, face pale, eyes black, whispering in Latin, Speculum, diabolus, intus habitat, ... double quotes. The devil lives inside the mirror. She woke up standing, in front of the mirror, smiling, desperate. Emily approached the silent nun, Sister Miriam, who had unspoken to anyone in over 20 years. When Emily whispered, the mirror smiled at me. The old woman dropped her rosary beads. She whispered one sentence, she comes for those who are weak in faith. That night, Emily found Miriam's room empty, and the window wide open. Rain poured in, and the mirror in Emily's room was cracked. In the locked archives behind the chapel, Emily found a burned journal, sealed inside a rusted tin box. The entries were over 60 years old. I've seen her, in the mirror. She wears our veil, but has no name. When she touches you, you start to vanish. Not all at once, but she was never real. But now, she's all that remains. Cover the mirror, and she walks behind it. Leave it open, and she watches forever. That evening, Emily stood before the mirror, trembling, candle in hand. Her reflection tilted its head, but she hadn't. The reflection raised one hand and waved. If your reflection ever moved on its own, even for a second, would you destroy the mirror, or would you try to talk to it? Let me know in the comments. Because Emily chose to speak. Who are you? Emily whispered. The mirror didn't speak, but her reflection mouthed something. Emily jotted it down. To ease me. Latin for, you are me. The reflection placed its hand on the glass. Emily felt something ice-cold brush her fingertips in the real world. Then came the whisper, not from the mirror, but from behind her. Switch with me. She spun around. No one there. When she turned back, the mirror was empty. No reflection, not even of the room. Just blackness. That night, Emily didn't sleep. She prayed, and cried, and watched the mirror. At 3:03 a.m., lightning struck, and the mirror lit up with dozens of nuns, all identical, all watching from behind glass, their eyes hollow, their hands reaching. Emily screamed and covered the mirror with her bedsheet. The lights died. Footsteps. Slow, wet, dragging. A whisper near her ear. You broke the rule. The mirror crashed to the ground. When she turned on the flashlight, the room was back to normal. But the reflection now showed to Emily's. One still, one smiling, and they blinked out of sync. Mother Agnes agreed to a cleansing. They brought in a priest, holy water, Latin rites, candles. The mirror was sealed and buried behind the convent's stone wall. Peace returned. Emily left the convent the next day. She didn't say goodbye, because they said she already had. A month later, a new theology student checked into the same room. Mirror gone, everything quiet. Until she opened her compact makeup mirror and saw Emily, still in her nun's veil, on the other side, smiling. They say mirrors reflect truth, but some mirrors reflect what wants to replace you. Would you dare look again? Tell us in the comments. And next time you pass a mirror, check if it's really your reflection.